Good morning, people of Earth, whoever and whenever you are tuning into this. Hello and welcome. Today is 420, but this is more of a timeless reading because, yes, we are going to do a reading today. And I just felt called to tune into the collective energy today. Yes, it is 420. It is a holiday for many people. Used to be one of my biggest holidays, but I have since, grown up a little bit. And today we're just going to spend the day chilling, maybe partaking a little bit, but not nearly like we used to. But recently we've had a lot of energy shifts. We have had the new moon in Aries just a few days ago. And so we're coming off that new beginning energy. But at the same time, we've had, I believe it was 7 celestial bodies in the sign of Aries. And the reason why I don't say 7 planets is because one of these bodies was Chiron. And Chiron technically is not a planet. It is an asteroid, I believe. But I've always felt such a resonance with the mythology and the lore of Chiron. And my Chiron placement being in Libra, I have really seen that all of my wounds, all of my biggest healing journeys have been through relationships, through how we relate, and through a lot of those like truth, justice, Libra themes. And so, yeah, I just felt like we are really beginning this like massive new chapter, a new era of the human story, a new era of humanity. And we are approaching this 2027 shift point, this new human gateway, as many are calling it, which is this just prophesized turning point in the human story where human consciousness will start to expand more or kind of diminish more into dystopian states. This splitting of worlds. I've made several videos about this, so definitely check them out if you feel called. But the main reason why I wanted to make this video today is to tune into these new beginning energies. And if you are drawn to this video, there is something here for you. So obviously take what resonates and leave what does not. But yeah, we are going to pull a few cards from the Rider-Waite deck. What's that one? Oh, that is so funny because I really feel like this is what we're working with, is this Page of Swords energy. Because Page of Swords is a novice. It's someone who is beginning a new journey and they can be a little naive. But this can be a positive because with that naivete, with that open-mindedness, we don't really let fear get in the way. We can be very optimistic and we don't really know, what we don't know won't hurt us type shit. And it's kind of funny. Also, we have the Ace of Swords. So swords cards very much represent our intellect, our mind, our perspective, our way of seeing things, and overall just those mental energies and the ways in which we like perceive, view, and think about things. And the court cards, which are the page, the queen, the king, the knight cards, these kind of can represent personalities, they can represent people and archetypes within those personalities. And the pages are the youngest of the court cards. So the Page of Swords would be someone who is beginning a new journey, and they it's not like they don't have all the information they need, and that's inhibiting them. It's like they're starting this journey anyway. Even though they don't know, they don't have it all figured out, they don't have it all planned out, they're not completely certain or clear about it, they're starting the journey anyways because they sort of have this innate trust. Because with the pages comes that naivete, which comes with this trust that, when we are in touch with our innocence and our, youngness, being a novice, just starting something, it can benefit us. Our ignorance can benefit us. The next card we have is the Sun card, which represents our innocence and can represent our inner child and that inner light, that inner innocence that is, always shining through and is untarnished, even though it is untarnished by life's events. Even though we do come into these setbacks, these hardships, these challenges, which the next card is, oh, you can't make this shit up, guys. Five of Cups, Ace of Cups in reverse. Fucking, pardon my French. Three of Swords. Y'all, if you've been in it, if you consider yourself a highly sensitive, a psychic, or even just someone who's freaking aware, you've been in this. Because with these new beginnings, with all of this, momentum that has been building with the Aries energy, with these sort of once in a lifetime astrological transits, because these 7 celestial bodies in Aries and a lot of these other lineups, we haven't seen skies like this for 12,000 years. And I'm not blaming this on the astrology. I'm more so correlating the as above, so below, the reflections. Because when you look at the astrology of this month, and especially of these past few weeks, we've had these transits that are stirring up the gunk. It's like these experiences, these come to Jesus moments, or these revelations, realizations that have really freaking got us down, depleted, emptied our cup, and freaking broke our hearts. Like these 3 cups together, that's a doozy. And I'm like almost speechless, because this is exactly what I've been feeling. And I've spoken to many, many, many people, and we've all been going through our various hardships and our various challenges, y'all, so as to teach us these freaking lessons that either we've been avoiding, or we haven't seen as important, or we haven't just faced. Because it's difficult to gauge life as just a series of lessons, because it's so much more than that. And we all have our different perspectives on life and what the hell is going on here. But I do believe that we come here to learn certain lessons, and that when we get too comfortable, or we get too attached, or too in the mind, we can avoid said lessons, and we can avoid difficulties. We can avoid challenges because we're clinging too much to that comfort and that sort of artificial stability I'm hearing. And that really, it makes sense. And it happens especially when we are overwhelmed by like a doozy like these 3 cards together. Because this card can represent like, you just got to look at this guy. He's solemnly looking at his spilled cups, not noticing the 2 cups that are still standing behind him. He's wallowing in his despair. He's freaking sad because his cup's spilled. And this comes with a lot of the events and the happenings that happened through the month of March. Because I saw with my client work, with my personal life happenings, and with a lot of the friends that I've spoken to, March was like the rug got ripped out from under you in one way or another, whether you liked it or not. But it was because you had to reconnect to spirit and learn certain lessons, which helps. I believe that the essence of spirit is imbued with love and truth. That like what spirit is in essence is love and truth. And truth comes through learning these lessons, through clarity, through, facing life's shit. And so when we're like avoiding those lessons, when we're avoiding the truth, when we're avoiding love, when we're kind of holding ourselves in fear, we're disconnecting ourselves from the truth, from spirit, hiding in those shadowy energies. And this can happen, especially if this like rug getting ripped out from under us energy comes out of nowhere. Like if we kind of had it all figured out in our heads, right? In our minds, we had a plan. Because I know in the beginning I said this was kind of like going into something like without a full plan and without full knowledge. This might have kind of been where we were at, like beginning of March, end of February, especially after eclipse season of February, March. We might have, learned some things, had some clarity, reconnected with spirit, with ourselves in some way. And we kind of like thought we had it all figured out and we were ready to hit the ground running, naked with this little guy. But that's our innocence. And that is some of the beauty of Aries energy and of this energy right now, it's like these ideas are seeding into our consciousness. These new inspirations and motivations and plans are dropping in. And we're ready to just like, okay, let's mount the horse and go. But there are certain lessons that have needed to be learned before we can like fully claim that, before we can fully dive into those new chapters, new plans, the new energies we've glimpsed from whatever came through during the eclipse season, or just whatever's been dropping into our psyche and our consciousness. But this often happens too, like I've seen, hindsight is 2020 when I've reflected back and I've seen like these big downloads, these big ideas, big inspirations come in. It's like right when I'm about to move forward into it, it's literally like the rug gets ripped right out from under that foot and I just fall flat on my face. But it's for like a reason. Like picture this, we live in this loving universe, right? We're never knocked on our ass because like it's funny. Like we're not those like spiteful, mean parents who like trip kids just because like it's funny. Like we're not, I don't believe that is our universe. Sorry, that's just a stupid analogy. I do believe that we live in this loving, coherent, intelligent, conscious universe that seeds these ideas within us to move forward towards them. But we do need to kind of like slip up a little bit to become stronger and to become more rooted in the path. Like, tell me not, how many times have we been like, oh yeah, got this idea, and then we like run right for it and like slip and fall. And then in that slipping and falling, we kind of come back into our body. We kind of become more aware and we're like, oh, I'm going to pay more attention. Or like you're cleaning the house and you boop your head. You're going to pay more attention. Whoa, this is like really clicking for me now too. I hope y'all are feeling this because it was not easy. Like these challenges, these setbacks, these like triggers, the intrusive thoughts, the like mind loops that we've been kind of steeped in that came in through the month of March. It was like the sun dawned a little bit in February and we got a glimpse of like what we've wanted and what we've been like moving towards or just dreaming about, desiring, just got a glimpse of it, got a taste. And then it got, kind of it went stale or it broken up a little bit, just this icky energy. But this happens to bring more awareness to the situation. Because if we're just kind of like flying, willy-nilly, just like full speed ahead, we won't see certain factors that we may need to see. Like, for example, if we get this insight that we want to start a project, that it's time, maybe we've been thinking about this project for years and we know it is time to finally move into action. However, maybe the person that we wanted to do that project with stabs us in the back and betrays us. And it fucking hurts. It's poured out all of our cup. We never saw it coming. But wouldn't you like to know that this person has those shady tendencies and qualities before you're going into like co-hosting a show with them or having a child with them or starting what I mean? Like before committing and really locking in with someone, something, wouldn't you want to know that there are these shady tendencies underlying the surface and that intentions are not fully aligned and fully clear? That's the energy that we're sort of working with. And it doesn't mean that we're not good enough, that, we were deceived, that like we're not meant to move towards this goal, this plan, this dream. It's just there's lessons that need to be learned. And the next card we have here is Seven of Wands, which is like learning how to hold your ground and standing up to conflict. Because also, if you think about it, if creatives, because a lot of the people that I work with are creatives of some sort, when we start projects, a lot of the time we want to just dive right in or I'll speak for myself. I want to dive in and be done. Like I want to start a, podcast and I just want to be ready. Like the branding's done, my set is all set and just so I can just lock in and film. But I need to kind of like take it slow, learn as I go, kind of fuck up and fail a little bit, figure out, oh, that person that I thought was going to like really help me with this, no, they were just using me for a distraction. And once something better came around, they're going to go over there. Wow, good thing I didn't lock in and make them more of a committed, solid part of my life and part of my projects. Thank God for these spilled cups that come out of nowhere. Thank God for getting completely depleted and heartbroken, because now intentions can be fully realigned, can see the truth through these hardships. But basically what I am getting at is like the idea will seed in. It's almost always right idea, wrong time, or just right idea, right time. And just we have to go through a series of events. You know, we can't just like mount our horse and just ride off into the sunset and everything's beautiful. We know life never goes that way, and it's for a reason. Because half the time, we'll only learn when we're hurting. We only see what's in front of us when we freaking smack our face into it. Like, that's just kind of how life goes. And we don't want to wallow in the spilled cups and let our cup keep freaking spilling out because we didn't see it coming, because we got smacked in the face, because we're embarrassed, because, you know, we thought we were ready. Setback comes in, sets us back, you know, kind of knocks us on our ass. But that's what happens. Like, are you going to let that knock you down? Are you going to let the setbacks knock you down and just say, oh, yep, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not ready. No. And even every time these setbacks have come in, even in the past, as you've been working towards this, every time you've kind of let it stop you. Now, let me pause. I don't want to frame this as like, it's your fault, you're letting it stop you. Because there is such a divine timing element to this. And that is what this Hierophant card is like driving home, is like, you couldn't fuck it up if it was meant for you. And like, you couldn't sabotage divine timing. Like, even if you think you have everything ready and you're like, okay, it's time. If it's not time, the universe is going to put its foot down and is going to stop you in your tracks because, hey, look over here, there's something you're missing. So like, it's almost like a give up control and stop shitting on yourself if you've been procrastinating, if it's taken too long to get somewhere, if it hasn't happened yet, because every single setback is part of the journey. Every heartbreak brings you deeper so you can open more. Every blind spot helps you see better. Like, tell me not. Every time you get knocked on your ass and like, so it's like, wow, I didn't see that coming. You will see it coming next time. And if you don't, the next time and next time, like, we keep becoming more aware, we keep getting stronger. And every time we keep letting our cup get poured out and we keep saying, oh, like, you know, I'm knocked off my horse. It's, you know, I'm not good enough. It's not time. You know, we meet up with this conflict. We have people say like, who are you to do that? That's unrealistic. Just like follow suit, join the freaking dystopian death cult like everybody fucking else, you know, like, are you going to let that stop you? Are you going to keep letting your cup get poured out? It's okay. Like, we're still young. I bet the majority of people who are watching this are in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Maybe you're in your 50s and 60s, but hey, you're still young. I don't know. We have so much life ahead of us to let things defeat us and tell us that everything's over or that that's it. That, you know, because I bring that up because a lot of these things have really like knocked us down so hard to the point where it's like a point of no return. It's like that person isn't in your life anymore and you planned your whole life with them. Or that thing that you thought was valuable to you actually doesn't mean shit anymore and is no longer your true north. And now you're like a spinning compass. Like, I don't know what's up and down. I don't know what to move towards. Or maybe, you know, you have just been hurt so much and heartbroken and you've been crying enough, like me, like you've literally got bruises on the side of your eyes, you know, like when I say I've been in this, y'all, I've been in this. And I see that so many of the people I have been talking to have had these moments where it's literally like full surrender. Like, I have full body chills, y'all. Look at this freaking card I have been looking at the whole time. I knew to stop and put her down. Y'all, chills, full body chills. Okay, I'll read it. Hand it over, soften, surrender, fucking forgive, lay it on the fucking altar. Sorry, pardon my French. Just for emphasis. If you're uncomfortable, I'm sorry. I'll reel it back. It's what I was just getting to, and then my eyes are drawn to this card. Like, this is why I love this shit, guys. Because we don't have to have it all figured out. Like, especially when we are starting these new endeavors, new chapters, new projects. Like, we think we have to have it all figured out, and it's all in our hands, and it's all, like we forget that we live in this infinite conscious universe that, like, you know, is... We just forget about the magic of this realm. And we think that our egos have to do it all and have to be in control and to have to, like, you know, carry the burden. But, like, we don't. We can lay it on the freaking altar, surrender and forgive. Because a lot of us might have come into some pretty hefty heartbreaks and challenges and conflicts over these past few weeks, especially with this Aries energy. Like I said, the 7 celestial bodies in Aries, it's something like the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Chiron, I don't remember, it might have been like Pluto, or like big Aries energy, so much momentum, so much fire. It's like a fire was lit under our freaking ass and we're like, okay, like, clarity, it's time to go. But then you got a boop on the nose. You booped a snoot. Sorry. And it's like a lot of us can feel betrayed, can feel like, how dare they, like, how could this happen? How couldn't I see this coming? Whether it was the betrayal, whether it was a truth coming to light, and even we could say, like, on the world stage, like, you know, all this Epstein stuff coming out and a lot of the truth of Hollywood, of politics, of the elites, these ruling class bodies, like what's been going on, what they've been doing on the weekends. This stuff is coming to light and it is heartbreaking. Like, to know that we've given so much of our power and our love to these things and that they would kind of turn and hurt us or challenge us and not support us and kind of, you know, like, I don't want to say like disagree because it's more than that. It's like when we want to kind of go off on our own and pave our own path and people meet it with fear and with disagreement and with, like, who do you think you are? You know, it's these energies. These are some of the cards that will freaking challenge us and drive us into some of the most chaotic, dark states of consciousness. And that is why it is so important to surrender and to give up that control, because we can often stay stuck in this, trying to figure out, like, how couldn't I see this coming? Why did this happen? Because that's why we stay in this 5 of Cups energy and why we keep freaking pouring our cups out sometimes when we're trying to figure out why. What did we do? Why did I do this? How didn't I see this coming? Why did I say that? Why did they say that? What, you know, like, just staying in the why. And yes, that is a part of the journey, because I believe that, one, healing happens in the presence of an empathic witness. So when we can be in our mess and in our pain, and someone is in that empathy and is like, hey, I feel this and you're not alone. But healing also happens through the clarity, through seeing, like, wait, like, this person was, like, there were a lot of red flags. This person was shady. They did treat me like shit. Or I saw them, how they treated other people. And I never thought they'd treat me that way. And so don't stay in the confusion, in the fight even. Like, it's not that we have to force ourselves to resolve situations, because when we do that, it can almost make things worse. Like when we force ourselves to be strong, or we force ourselves to apologize or move on, that can kind of be us staying in this and not moving on. And I guess kind of what I am getting at is the best thing we can do for ourselves, especially in the creative process, like to go back beyond the gunk that has been coloring a lot of the past few weeks, these creative inspirations and stuff, like we have to kind of give up control, let ourselves get into the flow state and kind of just see what comes through. Because musicians, artists, speakers, writers, how many times have you noticed that, like, when your mind starts to come into it, like, say you're like playing the drums and your mind is like, oh, now we have to do this, it fucks with your flow. Or like, even when I'm talking and my mind starts being like, oh wait, you should talk about this because we want validation on this, or because we want to seem smarter. Like, when the mind and the ego starts to rope its way into it, it literally inhibits, it like cuts off that creative flow, fucking pours the cup out. So we have to kind of like release the control, because the more we do try to control, we inhibit the flow. And that is sort of what we're trying to get back to, it feels like, is this flow. Like, maybe we've been too in our masculine, too in control, too in the ego, too in the mind, trying to force our way through, like, okay, this idea seeded into our consciousness, and now our mind has kind of grabbed hold of it and is like, I'm going to force this into existence because I need this to happen because it equates to my worth, or because it will bring me the love I seek, or it will make me successful, it will make me seem cool, whatever. That's also why we're getting knocked on our ass. And part of the lessons that we are learning right now, because if we get this idea and we're like, I want to move towards that because it's going to make me look cool, it's going to make me better than someone else. When it fuels the ego and separation, which it's going to do, like, you're going to get the idea to like start a podcast, and your ego's naturally going to be like, oh, I could potentially become famous, or, oh, I could have this best-selling author on my, like, the ego is gonna go to those things because that's what it does. It's like what it's here to do. But we want to reel that in with our spirit, with our consciousness, and spirit is gonna do that by knocking us on our ass, especially if we're going too towards the ego accolades, too towards like, oh, I'm gonna do this because it's gonna bring me something, or I'm gonna do this because it's finally gonna make me happy. Like, that means to an end approach. That's why this shit's happening. To almost deplete our life force because we were channeling it in the wrong directions, or I don't want to say in the wrong directions. It was kind of like what I said, like right idea, wrong timing. It's more so when we let our ego take the reins, and we want to like let the ego have like one hand on the reins, but also have our soul really leading the ship. And that's why we're getting knocked on our ass. That's why we're banging into the sliding glass door so we can see that it's there and we can open it. That's why these lessons are coming in, and why they feel, ooh, I got chills, why they feel so painful, and why they feel so personal and so deep. Like, so many of us may have been feeling like we have been called the heck out and face to face with some of our greatest like insecurities and embarrassments, and like, oh, yep, I don't like that shadow. But the key here is, guys, if you've been on the path, if you've been learning, you know you cannot shame and deny those shadows. So like, yeah, maybe you have been like looking at those shadows a lot, but you don't want to completely deny them and turn away from them. You don't want to keep letting them deplete you and freaking spill your cups. You want to pull up a chair for them. That's kind of what the clarity I was mentioning about, how that ties into everything. Pull up a chair for those shadows, mythically, which means don't judge them. Don't say like, oh my God, that's gross, that's icky, that's not me, that's my demons. No, like, accept it. Just say like, I have this tendency, like I do embarrass myself here, or I've done this a few times, I've acted in this shady way and I'm not proud of it, but I'm not gonna deny it and avoid it anymore. I'm gonna sit in it and ask myself why. What led to the action? What led to the behavior? What's the root? Because as I said, we don't want to ruminate in it. We want to let that clarity sort of dawn, but we also want to be open enough so that we can take responsibility, accountability, and see, okay, this is where I caused harm, or this is where harm was caused to me and I am hurting. But I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not going to make it all about me. I'm not going to create all these stories and meanings about it. I'm going to let the clarity dawn. I'm going to let the universe, spirit, God teach me what it's meant to teach me through this hardship. whether it's learning how to stand up for myself more and not back down from conflict, or how to stand up for myself or oneself without using aggression and force. You know, how does one stand strong and rooted in themselves, knowing that love and truth can stand alone and can stand stronger than any force, any aggression, any, force of will. Lost my train of thought, but let's go back to this and this, because it really, really feels like this is kind of, as we approach this new beginning, this is what we're being asked to do. We have to learn how to forgive and not forget, because we are not forgetting here. We are banging into these sliding glass doors mythically, breaking our noses so we don't do it again. So we don't have to get the nose surgery again and again and again. That's why it's almost like they say, like, that's why, like, we get hurt so we can learn, like a little toddler. They got to keep falling down or keep walking into the wall until they realize, wait, wall there, avoid it, or, maneuver around it. Because there is this also essence of, like, we do need to forgive. Like, we don't want to totally avoid the situation, and we don't want to ruminate in it. So we need to do the work to just say, like, you know what? I might not fully understand this yet. I might not fully feel strong enough and ready to stand up for myself and face off with this conflict, but I'm healing. I'm flipping the cup right side up, and I'm filling my cup up with understanding and with doing my part, which might start with forgiveness, or might start with apologizing or owning one's wrongs. But like I said, it can really start with the forgiveness, because when we forgive, we take away the need to punish. Because if we're refusing to forgive someone, oftentimes it's because we don't want them to get away with something. We want to punish them. We want to seek revenge. We want them to hurt like we did. And so we're not letting it go. But forgiveness is how we let go. And it's a way of seeing, like, hey, I know you hurt me. I might not be fully over it yet, but I know this is going to work itself out. Like, what one does to another comes back to themselves, whether it's karma, whether it's God's will, like, they gon' get theirs. And we don't need to assert that. We don't need to play God. We can forgive. And in that forgiveness, we start to see where they were coming from, which, when people hurt us, they are coming from fear. They are coming from disconnection. They're not coming from love. 9.9 times out of 10, people do not intentionally, maliciously hurt others, especially in our day-to-day. I mean, yeah, you got those fucking evil ones, but even them, you can look and see that even their hurting is them asking for love, or comes from a horrible childhood or horrible traumas, etc., etc. It's like they say, it's not what happens to you, it's what you do with it. And you don't want to let this harden you. Don't let it keep spilling out your cup. Don't keep going into the conflicts. Let it go if you can. Forgive if you can. See where they come from. See how much they're suffering. Like, damn, it sucks to be them. And just, recognize that, like, you would never do that to another, and in of that, just acceptance. This is so difficult, especially because the pain it causes. But if we do want to move forward, if we do want to claim these dreams and goals, these visions, have fun, be this free-spirited inner child, galloping off into the sunset, not constantly booping themselves and friggin', getting hurt, we have to forgive, and we have to surrender and release the control. Because the card that was right underneath that was this card of good luck, auspicious, wishes granted, blessings. There are blessings that are coming in left and right. Like, even this shit, this was a blessing, because it brought this clarity that, oh, wow, I did not see that. You're going full speed ahead. You didn't see the sliding glass door. Now you see it. Oh, wow, there was a door there. Oh, my goodness, I didn't see it. Clarity, lessons, knowledge. Wow. Moving forward through the door. So if you keep booping your snoot on that sliding glass door, maybe it's time to take a step back and open the door. Mythically, like this is symbolically. I'm not saying we've actually been doing this, but if this resonates, why have you been running up against this same block, this same setback, this same embarrassment? Oh, or maybe it's not the same situation. Maybe it's different things. But every time you go to move forward towards this, or you start to think about this dream, or you start to bring it into reality, something happens that pushes you back. But I actually want to reframe that. I feel like it's not even like we've ever really been being pushed back. It's just all like part of the gig. It's like I said in the beginning, if you're a little kid and you're like running full speed ahead, like sometimes we have to slow it down. And that is kind of what our soul will do for our ego and our mind, because our mind can kind of grasp onto these things. And especially if we are living in this outside in approach, like this idea seeds in our mind is like, oh my God, that's the key to my happiness, or that's gonna bring me the money, or that's gonna bring me the relationship, or the love, or the what. We can latch on, totally disregard our intuition and our emotions, which are guiding us towards that in real time. And we can just think that like, oh, I have control and I can just force my will, and I can, if I maintain control, I can make this happen. But we just see time and time again that we're humbled, we're knocked down, we're kind of tripped up a little bit, just to bring us more, or to bring our awareness, our soul awareness, more into the body, and not lead just with that mind that only sees around the next bend. The soul sees the entire path and can help us kind of like navigate that accordingly. So I'm sending y'all so much love. If y'all have been feeling this stuff, if any of this resonates, I am in it with you. It feels like we have gotten to the other side of like a major healing bubble, especially with this, like, it's like there was like this explosion with this Aries energy. And with 420 today and Taurus season and everything, it's time to just really like slow down and get into the body. Like, okay, we've booped ourselves. We're laying there on the ground. It's time to get up. Maybe we're not going right through that door, you know, my sliding glass door analogy. Maybe we're not going right through that door right away, but it's time to kind of at least sit up, brush everything off, and be in the body. Don't go back up into the mind, into the control, into the plan. Okay, this next, and this next. No, you just booped your snoot. How's your snoot feeling? Be in the body. And that has been a huge, like guidance, huge message that has been coming through with a lot of astrologers and other psychics that I've been tuning into, is like, no, the mind is a hellish fucking realm right now. Get the heck out of there. And that can seem weird because there's all this like inspiration and potential and like just like fuel. There's so much fuel flowing through us, but that can get caught up in a lot of distortion if we're not fully rooted. And that's why this shit's happening. It's because we weren't rooted, because we're not strong enough to defend our hearts, our goals, our passions, our visions. You know, like it's enough to have the vision, but you also have to be strong and embodied enough to defend it and carry it out. And that's this process we're going through right now. Like maybe even the past like 5-10 years has been this vision seeding, fueling process. And you keep getting on the horse and you keep hitting the damn sliding glass door. Well, this last time, you really hit it. Like maybe you hit that door going like 50, 60 miles an hour and you really hit yourself and you're down on the ground and you're hurting. That's this shit. But are we going to get up? Are we going to wallow in the pain? Yeah, it hurts. You know, bandage the nose if you need to, you know, like take care of your wounds, but don't like create a whole story about it. Don't wallow in it and just go in the body. Like, damn, why did I let my mind get so away from myself? Why am I living in this outside in approach? Why did I get so excited that there was this potential for new life, new money, new relationship? Why do I feel like I need this outside in approach anyway? Like, why am I not whole and complete within myself already? Why do I feel like I need to mount the horse and run towards this thing? Why is the present moment not good enough? These are the questions that we're asking as we're down for the count still. And many of us have been getting up. And it's almost like we got hit so hard, we've been getting up and like wobbling, falling back down. That is why we're being called to like slow down, especially with all this like ignition, momentum, Aries energy. As we enter into the first few days of this Taurus energy, just like slow down, like get off social media, get off the hustle and bustle. It's just another Monday. It's just a day. It's not even Monday. Who said it was Monday? Like, go really, really into that stillness, because there's a lot of wisdom within us that is leading. And we can stifle that, or we can just not hear it when we are too much of our awareness is isolated in the mind. So we want to quiet the external noise, because that external noise is pulling us over here and over here and over here and over here. And we can think that that's good for us, and we can be used to the like, oh, go, 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 because like that's life. Especially if you live in America, that's just like, it's just like how it is. But what would it really look like to quiet all that noise and like just breathe for a second? Like just look around, like just right now, you and me. Just like sit, listen. Was your mind instantly like, oh my God, what do I got to fill the silence? Because that is also something that has been coming up for me personally. Like, do we need to fill every silence? Can we get comfortable in the silence? Food for thought. But as I was saying before, so much of the guidance has been to quiet the mind, like get out of the mind. The mind is a chaos field right now because it's bubbling with so much potential. And it's not like don't think and just like what, like, friggin' chant and like whatever all day, but don't spend all of your time up there, because it can be really disorienting and it can be really just noisy, and it'll pull you over here and over here and over here and over here, and you won't really be able to feel your way forward. Because that's the difference, is our whole lives we've learned how to think our way forward. And with this Aries new moon and all this Aries energy getting us into the body, it's, for a lot of us, it's awakening our intuition for the first time ever. Like, many of us are going to be hearing our intuition and receiving these downloads and these messages and these lessons directly from the source, not at church, because look at this Hierophant, it's a pope. All of our lives, we've thought we had to go through the church to connect with God, but many of us are learning how to do it ourselves. And it's through just getting our snoots booped, down in the dumps, like, damn, I saw that coming. I had the vision, I had the intuition, but I didn't listen and I went forward anyway. But that's how we learn. That's how we learn. So come back into the body. Listen to that wisdom within. We're learning a lot through our relationships, which is fun. There we go. Look at this. Wow. Okay. Yeah. We're still in it. We're still going to be learning these lessons. Like the clarity hasn't dawned. I don't know about y'all, but like I got a lot out of this 40-minute reading, but like I'm still kind of like, okay, like what's going on? So it's important to just, as you learn these things and as you come back into your body and you have the clarity, express that. If someone hurts you and you're knocked on your ass, express, hey, like you hurt me and this is how it is. Don't seek revenge. Don't seek to punish them. Don't but just express your clarity. Express what you've learned. Make a YouTube video about it. Start a podcast. Write a blog. Write, journal. Expression is the opposite of repression. And repression is what leads to depression. And many of us are on this like teetering, like we could kind of like push ourselves into a deep, dark depression if we stay kind of wallowing in this shit. And if we don't really get into the body so we can discern the clarity, the lessons, the ahas, like, oh, okay, like I did see this coming, or, oh, okay, I did receive the vision. I did, okay, the clarity's here. But then we have to express. We have to journal about it. We have to make the video, have the conversation, write the letter, whatever it is. And, ooh, this is it, y'all. Weather the storms. Let it change you. Embrace the freaking unexpected, y'all. I have been saying too that even with this stuff, like I never saw that coming. In a way I kind of did, but I didn't. Like this planning, this inspirational like mind never saw that shit coming. And like, it's kind of cool. Like it hurts, but like it has given me like more faith in the spontaneous nature of life. That like, it's not all this regimented, okay, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, like the same thing, rinse and repeat, like our minds and our egos have constructed. Like, no, we do live in this like natural world that has these storms. And these storms can shape and change us, just like they do with the natural landscape. And that's almost like what this energy is. It's like this big storm for our ego that is designed to shape us and mold us into something new. Because that's why we ran into the sliding glass door in the first place, because we're not supposed to move through that door as the version of ourselves we were. T. I love when the analogies connect like that. That's how you know you're channeling, because like I didn't think of that. Like, we are not going to walk through that door until we are the version of ourselves that is fucking meant to walk through it. And that happens through embodiment. You can think about it all you want. You can study, you can learn. The wisdom's great, like we can only know ourselves when we know ourselves, when we seek that knowledge, but we live in an infinite, intelligent, conscious universe that has the capability of keeping that sliding glass door closed until we are the version of ourselves that are meant to walk through it. Until we can walk through it without booping our snoot. And it's all like, yeah, it's not in our control, but it is. Like, we have to do the work, like seek the knowledge, know thyself, go within, listen, just tune into the intuition and discern enough to know, okay, this is me, this is, yeah. Just, I'm like in awe at that freaking analogy. That was awesome. That was really awesome. You will walk through the sliding glass door when you're ready. Because do the work. That's where I was going. Study, do the work, know yourself. But also know that it's going to happen exactly when it's meant to. No earlier, no later. You can't fuck up divine timing. You can't fuck it up if it's meant for you. Y'all. All right. Sending you guys so much love. You know what to do. Walk your path your way. Take your time. You're down on the ground. You're healing. Instead of jumping up and running full speed again and running into that freaking sliding glass door again, take a second. Look around like, wow, there was a door there. Why isn't it open? How do I open this door? Mythically, within. What? Yeah. All right, y'all. Sending you so much love. If anybody would like to book a personal one-on-one reading with me too, I offer typed readings. I do calls. Check out my website offerings. Would love to read for you, see what's going on for you personally. And yeah, I hope this helps. I hope we, are ready to take it slow, to freaking be in the body, feel all the things, and just be a human this Taurus season. Like, if it's starting to get warm by you, go ride a bike. Like, go for a walk. Go outside and dance. Like, when was the last time you just got out of the mind, out of the ego, out of the social media, the performing, and just, play, Try it out. Got this, y'all. Yeah.